Hi, welcome to the Crop and Create Delivered Fall Kit. I'm designer Jen Gallacher, and today we're going to use the kit elements as well as this 8.5 by 11 inch sketch to create a layout. The first thing that we're going to do is pick the background paper. Now on this sketch, the background paper is a solid, but I really liked this tone-on-tone leaf pattern. It is the one that has birds on the other side. This is going to function as the foundation to our layout. The next piece is a grid pattern. And this particular collection kit actually includes a great pattern for this. It's from the Bo Bunny double dot paper, but it is actually their grid paper. And you can use either side that you want. I'm going to be using the smaller lined paper side, and I have pre-cut the pieces so we can assemble it. On top of that, we're going to add a piece of pattern paper. And I'm going to use a piece that is yellow on one side and diagonal striped on the other. And it is about 1 inch thick by 11 inches tall. And this will go at the very edge of our layout. Now in the center of the layout is an additional piece of pattern paper. And that particular piece is going to come from some of the basic gray pattern paper. And I liked this kind of subtle diamond shape pattern. So we're going to use that. And then we'll adhere this right in the center. So you can see I'm closely following the sketch. Now something fun I did to create this kind of index card is to use a die cut from Sizzix. And it's a Tim Holtz Alterations die cut. And I have used the file folder one, and you can see there's some washi tape here, and the washi tape helps me hold it in place. But it basically creates that shape. And I went ahead and cut that from some of the Bo Bunny dot paper, and it creates this card. And you can either use the gold dot or you can use the floral. And I'm going to use the floral. And we'll adhere this upside down on the bottom of the layout. Right across the bottom. Before we finish putting it down, I think I want to add some twine. So I'm going to take the yellow baker's twine and I'm going to wrap it around the card at the bottom just 2 times. And it's a thick baker's twine, so I wouldn't go too many times around, or it'll just be a little thicker than you want. And I'll just tie it into a knot. Pull it down so you can see it a little bit better. And then we'll trim off the excess. Now for the photos, I have actually printed and cut them exactly as the sketch suggests. So 3.5 by 3 inches, and then 2 at 1.75 inches squared. And you'll see that I printed them on photo printer paper, and I've actually left the white outline around them. And that is just a personal style choice that I make because I like the look of it. And we'll just adhere them just as it shows on the sketch here. Now for the title, I'm going to use the stamp set, and I'm going to use the sentiment Grateful for You. You will need a clear acrylic block and some stamping ink. I'm going to use chocolate chip, a color from Stampin' Up. Just ink up the stamp. And then I'm going to stamp here at the bottom. And press firmly to get a clean image. So here's how it looks like stamped. And I like combinations titles that use both the actual stamping and then some stickers. Let's go ahead and adhere our photos now. Just make sure you leave enough room for your title and center the photo between the 2 edges of the diamond pattern paper. And then I'm centering the square photos on the edge of the longer photo. Now to the top here, they actually have a date tab. And rather than use a date tab, I thought it would be fun to combine some elements. So I'm going to take some of the elements from both the sticker sheet as well as the actual die cuts from the American Crafts die cut. And I don't need all of this tab or tag, so I'm going to cut it off. Leave it a little at the top, and I think I'll put the leaf behind that as well. So before it's all the way stuck down, just stick it out a little bit. And then across there, I'm going to add the sticker. And it is the date sticker from the Basic Gray. And we'll just place it across. And rather than place it flat, I think I'm going to give it some dimension with some foam stickers. Just put some small ones on the edge of it. And then that will make it pop up a little bit from the other ones. Now I can add the date in pen, but do use a slick writer or else it will not write on that actual sticker. To the bottom here on the sketch, you can see that there is some elements here at the bottom. And so I'm going to use, again, some die cuts from American Crafts. Just some different elements here. We'll go ahead and tuck that on top. Make sure the leaf goes up and down. And then I'm going to use this Enjoy flare. Now the flare do not have adhesive on the back, so I'm just going to use glue dots. Get a little bit bigger of one. And we'll just place a glue dot or whatever strong adhesive you like to use. And I'll place that right on top. So I'm creating just a little cluster here. Now across the left side of this center piece of pattern paper, Becky has created this. Now across the center of the actual layout, there are these chevrons, and I'm going to use a sticker, and we'll see how long it is, but I may have to cut it down to size just a little bit. And the trick for this is to cut the sticker away from the backing, leaving that white backing intact, so that you can kind of get a feel for the sticker size before placing it all the way down. So I know that I probably want to end with this blue one. So we're just going to manipulate the sticker, and we're just going to cut around it as if that is really where the sticker ended. And then you can place the rest of the sticker back on the sticker sheet. And we're going to overlap the twine and everything and just come down this left side of the layout. So that way you can make your stickers always work for you. Now for the title, I'm going to use these burlap inspired thickers, and we'll spell out feeling. And I usually try and find the center of the word that I'm using first so that I can get the placement just right. So I won't push them down hard, I will just start placing them. And it's okay to overlap the stickers. Just get them so the placement is perfect. And then once you kind of see how they look, you can go back and move them until they are exactly how you want them. And then at that point, you can push them down a little harder onto your page, and then that is when I dot my I's and add any additional kind of punctuation to it. So it totally looks like burlap, but it really isn't. It's just a nice thicker. Now I think the page needs a little bit more balance, and there are 3 different clusters here, and so I'm going to take the label stickers and I'm going to use this I Love You in the mustard yellow, and we'll just add it to the top of the one sticker here. So there you have a layout that uses the 8.5 by 11 inch sketch and the fall kit to create a fun fall layout, which is titled Feeling Grateful for You. Be sure to subscribe to the Scrapbook and Cards Today magazine YouTube channel so you don't miss out on our other tutorial videos. Watch for additional videos using this beautiful kit coming soon.